So Walmart has just issued a huge economic warning to millions of Americans. But why? Why would Walmart issue a warning when we now have a 90-day pause on tariffs from China? Doesn't this mean that prices are coming down? Doesn't this mean that the tariff threat has gone away? Well, we're going to discuss that in today's video because too many people are reading too much into this. And I want to break this down, explain what is happening and how you will likely be impacted here in the very near future. But before I get to all that, you first need to understand that the tariff talks matter. Just because there's a 90-day pause, meaning the prices from China or the products from China are only increasing by about 30% because that's what the tariff is. Well, there's some other things that we need to discuss as well that are happening right here in the United States. So I'll get to that in just a moment. But first, before I do, all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So Walmart is by far one of the leading retailers here in the United States. What Walmart does, other retailers follow. What Walmart sees is a huge economic indicator for us here in the US. Well, look at this. It says Walmart posts strong sales, but warns price increases are coming. Why would price increases be coming? Well, number one, a lot of the products that were coming from China that are coming into the United States ports, well, Walmart didn't necessarily go and just pick those up. Okay? Walmart has had products in their warehouses for several months, meaning they didn't have a tariff associated with them. Now, whether it's 145% tariff, which was, just a week ago, was actually postponed for 90 days, and now the tariff is only 30%. That's going to hit the shelves. Walmart is going to have to take that on. Now, I want to read you something. This report came out this morning. This is the PPI, okay? It's the Producer Price Index. Look at this right here. It says U.S. producer prices fell unexpectedly in April as margins shrank. I want to read you these few paragraphs. It says prices paid to U.S. producers unexpectedly declined in April by the most in 5 years, largely reflecting a slump in margins, suggesting companies are absorbing some of the hit from higher tariffs. It says the 0.5% decrease in the producer price index followed no change in March. Bureau of Labor Statistics data showed the median forecast in the Bloomberg survey of economists called for a 0.2% gain, excluding food and energy. The PPI declined by 0.4%, the most since 2015. So stripping out food, energy, and trade, a less volatile measure favored by many economists, prices fell 0.1%, the first decline in 5 years, compared to a year ago where the gauge rose by 2.9. Here we go. The figures suggest American manufacturers and service providers are so far refraining from passing along higher U.S. duties on imports. The impact on consumers has also been modest, even as producers are feeling the pinch from aggressive levies on imported materials and other inputs. Yeah. So far, U.S. manufacturers, service providers, retailers, they have been trying to hold back and not increase prices to consumers. Well, they can only do that for so long. This is what I want to show you. Walmart's CFO says price hikes from tariffs could start later this month. That came out just today. And the reason why many people are confused by this is because why would Walmart say price hikes are about to start, yet President Trump and the Trump administration negotiated with Xi Jinping from China that the tariffs are going to be paused for 90 days? Why would Walmart say the price hikes are coming when isn't that good news that the tariffs were paused? The answer is pretty simple. Walmart didn't have to increase prices because they already had the products. And I told you this a couple weeks ago, that many experts were saying that many retailers had until the middle of May, middle to end of May, that's when they were going to run out of inventory. So they had to start accepting the cargo that was coming in from China that was sitting at U.S. ports. They had to accept it or else their shelves would be empty. The good news now is they didn't pay a 145% tariff. In many cases, they only paid a 30% tariff. So good news there. But I want to read you a little bit of this article right here. Okay? Because this, again, I think it's extremely important. It says right here, for Walmart, sales rose 4.5% at U.S. Walmart stores open at least a year for the quarter ending April 30th. While adjusted earnings were 61 cents a share, the results are better than what Wall Street analysts were expecting, suggesting a decision to lower prices to win market share is paying off for the retailer. And it did. They did very well. They lowered prices. They got people back into the store. Okay, they took some of the market share away from Amazon and Target. Okay, they did that. They were successful. But at the same time, they're not making as much money as they want to. Again, this is the issue. Look at this. This is from Walmart's CFO, John David Rainey, says, if you've not already seen it, it will happen in May, and then it will become more prevalent or more pronounced. We are going to see more price hikes. It's not just going to happen with little knickknacks and clothes and shoes, with electronics. The list goes on and on. Okay, home goods, tools, everything. Look at this. It says, this is from the CFO, it says, it's a challenging environment to operate in retail right now. With prices going up like this, there really hasn't been a historical precedent or prices going up this high, this fast. The magnitude of the tariff increases, though, are so large that retailers can't absorb these by themselves. Very clear. He says, yes, they will try to absorb them, but they can't do it by themselves, which means the retailer will take some of the hit, the suppliers will take some of the hit, and there's one more, consumers will take the rest of the hit. So even if they divide it in thirds, that means you're going to take a third of the price hike, the supplier will take a third of the price hike, will pretty much just not charge Walmart, and then Walmart will take the other third. That's what's going to happen. Now, why am I bringing this to your attention today? Simple. Walmart is one of those leading indicators. When Walmart sees the consumer is struggling, the rest of the economy will see that the consumer is struggling. But it's going to happen months later. Walmart sees price hikes are inevitable. They have to. They have to increase prices. So guess what? Home Depot is going to increase prices. Target will increase prices. Amazon has already been increasing prices. Kohl's, right? Best Buy, Dick's, the list goes on and on. Everybody is going to have to increase prices because that's the way things are going to work. Now, what does this mean for you? Well, get ready. If you want to start buying stuff now before we really see the price hikes kick in, maybe you should do that. But again, like I said, a month ago, I don't see a 145% tariff really sticking. It didn't. Went away. We're sitting at 30%. Do I see 30% sticking? I do. And I also see it coming down. Okay? Do I think it's going to come down to 10%? No. Do I think it's going to stick between 20 and 30%? Most likely. Okay? That's probably where we're going to sit for China. Everyone else, probably a flat 10% tariff, which isn't terrible, but again, does mean prices are going up a little bit. So, we'll see what happens moving forward, but as of today, that is what we know. Walmart is giving us this warning, which means we should listen because price hikes are coming, not just to Walmart, but for every single retailer out there. So, again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.